the OMG hour.
Welcome, everybody, to episode number 258 of the OMG Hour. We're back after taking a week off for the holidays. This is we are now at July 6th, 2017, wow. And I am your host, Sean Evans, otherwise known as Zion Tane.
And I'm another one of your hosts. I'm Jeff. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Who else is here?
I am also here.
Look at
Tico,
that.
Mr. Second Place, also here.
No, just be quiet now. You had your moment. I led into it so Tico knew when he should start talking.
Nice.
You see how we fixed that problem?
Yeah.
I still wasn't sure if you were going to stop or not.
No, I let you say hello, and now it's time for you to be quiet. We'll call you again when it's time to say the end.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right?
Good.
Good. Excellent.
So, quick on the heels of July 4th and, of course, July 1st. Happy belated Canada Day. Canada 150 we had here. We celebrated last Saturday. And happy 4th of July, or Independence Day, to all our U.S. friends. So, yes, a week of partying we've had between the two countries.
Yeah, big party up here in Ottawa, let me tell you.
I bet.
It was a big deal. And it rained like crazy.
Oh, no.
It was lovely here.
It was awful for rain.
It was lovely here.
Yeah, I know. I saw the fireworks show off of the CN Tower down in Toronto. That was really cool. We got rained on all day.
Wow.
It was nuts. Like, Ottawa was on secure lockdown. It took like 3 hours of waiting in lines just to get onto Parliament Hill, where the big party was.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like, metal tech, you weren't allowed. It was crazy raining. No umbrellas allowed.
Because it's metal, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you could use it to beat people. But yeah.
I have to say though, Jeff, I watched a video of the Ottawa fireworks. I wasn't impressed. They were kind of boring. It was just the same fireworks over and over and over. It was just.
It was very long, but it wasn't.
It wasn't varied. It was just like big bursts, and that's it. Like there was no big fancy ones. It was just.
Yeah, you need the fancy stuff.
Yeah.
I've never seen fancy fireworks in person. I've only seen them when you watch the Americans' fireworks.
Oh, we had some good ones here in Waterloo.
A lot harder than I find that Ottawa does. I mean, we have all sorts of stuff here all the time, so I don't feel bad about that. Like, we've got laser shows like every night, and there's all sorts of stuff because it's a big tourist center, right? So lots of stuff goes on. Anyway.
Yes. Anyway, games. So we've been off for 2 weeks. We must have played something. Tico, you played nothing the last time we talked to you.
I know. That was embarrassing. I had a good talking to.
Did you make up for it this time?
I did not really. I mean, I played some stuff. I played some stuff, but I didn't really like let's play like 400 million things to make up for it. I was thinking about it. Like, do I just play like a little bit of everything and give Sean like 45 titles to?
No.
And then because Sean gets mad when I do.
Well,
that.
then you could. You could, but then you'd get 10 seconds to talk about each of them.
Yeah, that's about what they're worth. I mean, I can do that. So I did play some of the Dead Rising 4 DLC.
More DLC.
The
strangest DLC I've ever seen for a game like this.
Super Ultra Dead Rising 4 Minigolf. So this is set up it's a weird add-on to it. You play as a character in one of the exosuits, hitting a giant golf ball with a random array of golf clubs and rakes and stuff like that, trying to get a ball into the hole under par, and like things blow up. You get extra points for killing zombies and stuff like that. There's power-ups and stuff.
Sounds compelling.
You're terrible at it, Tico.
I'm aware. Listen. I'm terrible at everything, not just this.
Oh, okay.
So I think that we can clearly. I mean, I did get better. I finished the whole thing at par. I mean, the first hole, not so good. I didn't really, Anyway, see, look here. I'm using my squeaky mallet to putt.
Yeah,
this looks awful.
It does, but is it fun? Is it fun, Tico?
Is it fun?
I mean, if you've played, I honestly, I am more excited about the copy of Everybody's Golf that I pre-ordered during E3 to come for my PlayStation. If that tells you how much fun this is.
PlayStation.
How much is it? How many space dollars did you?
For this, it's part of the season's pass.
Oh, okay.
So we don't know how much. So.
I individually, it's probably 10 space dollars if you were to buy individually.
Good.
But it came
go
as
buy
part
a
of the
nice
season's
copy
pass.
from Starbucks next time. Good consumer advice on the OMG Hour.
So, I played some of that. I played some Marvel game that came out on the Xbox finally.
Oh
yes.
Finally come out on Xbox.
Yeah.
Yes, on the 30th of June, just before Canada Day, we had the Marvel Heroes Omega popped up.
And what do you think?
I like it, and I'm bored of it at the same time. Like it's the type of game, like I like the Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I like these types of games. I like the fact that it's the Marvel characters. But I'm just finding like I'm just running around, just punching guys, and it's not hard at all. Like there's not really difficult. Even the bosses, you just roll out of the way, then punch them a couple of times and roll out of the way. You get Daredevil for free on the Xbox. I'm not sure how it was on the PlayStation. When
you get him
free.
for free on PlayStation.
Yeah, and then if you want anybody else, you can play any of the other characters up to level 10 for free, and then you have to pay for them if you want to unlock them past that.
Yes.
And I still haven't figured out how to change costumes.
Oh, it's on the wheel, the little wheel menu. I see you really haven't gotten far with this video. You are literally. I actually quit this one, and I actually started. Yes, this is my 5 minutes into it. I forgot to grab new video for this, but I've actually played up to level 14 with Moon Knight. Okay. So I've actually played this game a lot. I played it even after the last time I talked to it, which is a few months ago now. And I actually really dig this game. I really like Diablo style games. I don't think this game is as good as Diablo.
No.
But I thought it was pretty good. I bought a couple characters. I dropped, maybe $50 on this game.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. I liked the couch co-op. I thought it was good. But it's definitely you zone out and when you're playing this game. Like you can absolutely up that difficulty and it gets really hard. But for the most part, you drink a beer, you chill, you're just sort of grinding for stuff.
Is there multiplayer in this game?
Yeah, it's 4-player multiplayer.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing I find with it is that it's not that I enjoy it, and I enjoy that style of game. Like I played Victor Vran a few weeks ago. Like I like this style of game. I just found that I didn't care. Like the story is not compelling, so I'll hop in, and Leah will be making noise in the background, playing Moana or whatever.
Yeah. And
I'll be able to play this without having to worry about if the sound is turned up or something along those lines. I can easily.
Sorry, finish your thought there.
I was going to say I can easily play this without having to worry about am I going to miss something integral to the plot? Because
the story is dumb. But what kills this game, I think, is the fact these games are all about collecting loot, right?
Yeah.
But none of the loot has any visual changes on your characters. You're getting all this gear, but it doesn't change your look. The only way you can change your look is by dropping between $10 to $30 on costumes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, anyway, it's there. It's free. I liked it.
Free. I mean, I like I said, I bought one character. I bought two. I think I bought Moon Knight and Punisher. Just because I picked up a couple of characters, and I enjoy it. Like it's something I can easily pick up and play even when I'm not really feeling like thinking about stuff.
Yeah.
So all the time?
Yeah. Yep. All the time.
Okay.
All the time.
Or you could play Diablo, I guess.
Well,
so what other game have you been playing this week?
I did play some Diablo 2.
How about that?
Diablo 3. Because they came out with some new content after 3 years or something.
Something
ridiculous,
like that, yeah.
Something weird. So they introduced the Necromancer character. And,
I also played, for the record. Whose video are we watching right now?
You're watching
this is mine.
Jeff's,
Jeff's is going to probably show you some better gameplay.
I am level 57 with my Necromancer. What level are you with yours?
14.
Actually, I'm 60 something now. I'm almost hit max level. This is the 4th act in the game that we're watching right now. I've spent a lot of time playing this over since the Necromancer DLC came out. But I didn't mean to cut you off, Tico. What did you think about it?
No, I really liked it. I don't have wings yet. That looks awesome.
The wings are included in your purchase of the DLC. It came with wings, so you have to go into your inventory, into the vanity items, and then they should be in there.
All right. Did you start from like Act 1 again?
I did.
Yeah. So so have I, and I really like this character.
Yeah.
So when you get a new character like this, you basically start the entire game again with that character?
Yeah. Well, you can choose to do the campaign, or you can go into the adventure mode.
Okay.
If you've never played adventure mode, it's kind of like it's all the same locales as the campaign, but they've now put in sort of like a MMO style quest system where different areas will have different things you can do, and instead of just playing through the same story, you can jump around from act to act and area to area, and there's like some superpowered boss you have to kill, and you get all this extra loot and all this kind of stuff. They've done some pretty good stuff to it.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm just playing the campaign so far, but this is one that I'm going to go back to and play more of because I do enjoy it, and it's looking like he's got some really cool things that I don't have yet. Now I want them.
So what I like about the Necromancer, I played a Necromancer in Diablo 2. That was my main character, so I was pretty excited to get this.
Yeah.
And what I like so far is that I've really focused my character on minion build, right? So I have 7 skeleton warriors that follow me around, up to 10 skeletal archers that I can summon. They don't last very long, but I can summon 10 skeletal archers. I have 1 huge golem, who's that red-looking big guy who's been following me around. And then you can also res enemies that you've killed, and you can res up to 10 of them. So I've got 10 plus 10 plus 7 plus 28 little guys following me around.
When you res an enemy,
no damage in this game now.
Yeah.
Like
when you res an enemy, they become your pet basically for a short time.
Yeah, it's about I don't know, a minute, 2 minutes, something like that. It's not very long, but I have a perk on those rezzed bad guys that when they die, they drop another corpse that you can just res them back from again.
Oh man!
So I'm never running out of bad. Like you never run out of corpses in this game. Every enemy you kill drops a corpse. So even if you have no bad guys following you, as soon as you kill one, you res them. It costs no mana to res them. There's no upkeep cost that I can tell anyway. It's just ridiculous. Like you're walking around with essentially a small army.
Yeah.
In this game Diablo, like you run into little big groups of guys. I almost always outnumber them with the guys I'm rolling up on them with. It's awesome.
Yeah,
that's why
I barely found. Sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. That's why I always loved the Necromancer in games like EverQuest 2. I've told the story before where I think I had something like up to 4 different pets that I could summon that would stay with me until they die, basically. And I went out on a group quest one night with 4 other Necromancers, and between the 4, so it was 5. That's because me plus my pets, there was 6 of me, right? But with 3 other Necromancers with me, we had an army of 24 going through this quest. It was we were unstoppable altogether because we literally had an army of pets that we had all summoned. And nice. Necromancer's a great kind of character in any game, really, because of the fact that you can summon these creatures that fight for you.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's been a lot of fun. It's kind of like there's definitely parts in that game of Diablo where I'm like, because I've played through it a couple of times. I played through Diablo 3, and there's definitely parts of the story where I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta play through this freaking level again, or I gotta play through that. Like I didn't. There's a lot of areas in the game that I don't aesthetically enjoy playing it.
Yeah.
Right.
But overall, it's been a lot of fun. I even had. Because I've got my 2 PS4s, right? So I played a 4-player game with Oliver, Penelope, and Miranda, and we all started new characters and just went crazy and had these big 4-player Diablo games. Nice. Locally, we were all sitting on the couch together. It was pretty fun.
That's awesome.
Cool. That's fun.
So this week, Jeff, you played in a beta.
Did I? Which beta did I play? I don't remember. I don't have the show notes open.
The LawBreakers beta.
LawBreakers! I got to play LawBreakers.
So how was LawBreakers? So I saw LawBreakers being played at E3. I think it was at the PC gaming show, and Cliff was talking about it, and it looked pretty fast. It looked pretty hectic. A lot of people flying around the map. How did you find it, like control wise? Were you able to fly around the map with ease?
So at first, no. It was actually a really big problem I found. So a lot of characters in this game move really, really fast. And this game, first of all, like I played it on PlayStation 4, but it's a PC game. Like you can tell when you play for a lot of reasons that I'll get into. One of the biggest problems I had was that you got people like flying up in the air, right? And I was this guy with like a shotgun or some sort of robot thing, I don't know. And these guys were flying through the air, and I was trying to track them, but my turning speed wasn't fast enough in order to catch these guys as they're going through the air, right?
Oh.
And it was really, really annoying because I'm like, I could have hit that guy, but why is the turning speed so slow? So after my first couple of games, I said, this is ridiculous. I went into the options. I bumped all the sensitivities up to max. I just said, these guys are moving so fast. I need my turning radius to be faster. After I did that, it was a lot better.
Now, you weren't playing against PC players, were you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, the Cliff Blazinski, the designer for this game, has said that he will never do that because it's dumb, and I agree with him. In a PvP scenario. So I guess if you've never heard of LawBreakers, I just want to give a little bit of background. It is essentially a PvP only. I think it's 5v5 multiplayer game, sort of like Overwatch in the regards that it's not deathmatch, it's not capture the flag. There's always some sort of like game mode that's sort of focusing everybody on one sort of point. So there's lots of, like, if you've played Unreal Tournament, which of course Cliff Blazinski refers to all the time when he's doing this game, there's like, you remember the ball game? I think that's actually what this video is. So this guy that I'm chasing, I'm defending him, he's captured a ball, he has to bring it to the goal, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like that. So it's like, there's objectives, it's never just deathmatch. So now, I was talking a little bit before about how this is obviously a PC game, and it suffers a lot for it. The UI, when you're playing on console, is not great. First of all, which is really strange coming from a studio founded by a console guy like Cliff Blazinski. The UI is way too small to be written on a TV most of the time. There was, I don't remember what it is, and I can't get this screen any bigger, but under where it says Blitzball on the screen over there, beside me, over somewhere, I don't know. Underneath the Blitzball, above the little cartoon guide, there's some like really critical piece of information that it's literally, the font is rendered in individual pixels. So the characters are only like 9 pixels tall. And I had to like literally get up off my TV and go look at it and be like, oh, that's what that says. Like, come on. The icons are also like really detailed, and when you're sitting really far back from your TV and you're trying to look at all these icons, you can't really tell what it is you're supposed to do. So they have a whole slew of UI problems, and everything's messy and everything's blurry and over-designed, and I think a lot of it would be easier to figure out what you're supposed to do if they just simplified the UI, because there's no tutorial. Like,
oh, yikes.
You've got quick play, and that's it. I have no way to practice my heroes. I have no way to just like try and figure out what all my skills do. There's not any sort of instruction screen that says you picked Bob and Bob has these 5 skills. You have nothing.
But this is just a beta, right?
It is just a beta, yeah. But the full game ain't that far off. I want to say it's measured in weeks now. So I think
it was August.
Yeah, it's August, so it's not too far out. I'm not expecting huge changes here. Usually those are balance changes when you're this far away, right? Because they have to go through certification, and at this point, you got to figure they're already in certification. So anyway, we'll see. But if you were to ask me, was it fun? I'd go, well, yeah, it was okay.
Okay. I'm not seeing any of the, like, off the ground flying around the map. Like
I'm not playing one of those characters.
Oh.
I'm playing a grounded guy with a shotgun and a shield, and I am basically shotgunning the squishy people. I'm a slow tank in this game. There are a few characters that do jump around, and also there are areas where the gravity changes and you can jump higher, but you have to get momentum. I did it right here, so I jumped way higher than I normally did, but I missed my jump. So anyway, it's not bad. It's not as good as Overwatch in terms of fit and finish and polish. I think that if you wanted to, like, if you really loved Unreal Tournament back in the day, and you're looking to relive that, this is going to be a game for you.
Then play the new Unreal Tournament.
Well, I'm not so sure the new Unreal Tournament's all that great, to be honest. I guess we could check it out. This, I think, is more modern than Unreal Tournament. The remake of Unreal Tournament is very Unreal Tournament from old school. From my understanding, haven't yet played it, so I should put my caveat there. But this is sort of a modern take on what that type of game would be. So... Okay. I don't know. I gotta play it some more, but I'm not like, ooh, this is the greatest thing ever.
And it's not a full-priced game either. This is, I think, $40.
It's I think it's $30 in the US, $40 in Canada. I think. Yeah.
Which you know is pretty good for a game these days.
Yeah, well, that's how much I would have liked to have played for Overwatch, because I don't think it was a full-price game. So I'm all in favor of like a $30, $40 game, multiplayer only. That sounds pretty good to me. I mean, that is literally half the price of a full price game, right? And you're getting a full multiplayer experience.
Exactly.
That's, by one of the masters of the industry. So
awesome. Well, I have been playing a lot recently of Ghost Recon again. I'm just going to talk about it just a little bit. I did finally, Jeff, get my Longshot achievement.
Yay!
It was which is over for doing a.
Is this it here?
Yep, this is a sniper shot of over 400.
Oh, you did the same thing that my video did. You did the nice shot, boom.
And I did 2 of them in a row, which was really, really awesome. Over 400-meter shot with a sniper rifle, and it was pretty glorious being able to do that. And then the achievement pops up. I'm like, yes, long shot. Nice. But I've been having fun. Just every day I've been going in. I've been clearing out a map. Doing all the missions in one area, and then I would, that area is done. Tomorrow I'll do another area. And just kind of slowly working my way through each of the map, or each of the zones on the map. The one thing I didn't realize until I got further in recently was how different all the story missions actually are. Like, at first it seemed like, they're just the same thing over and over again, but they're actually not. There's a lot of different types of missions when it comes to the actual story missions. Now, the rest of the stuff on the map, however, is literally the same thing over and over again. If I want, going around collecting all the stuff, the skill points, the accessories, or the weapon parts, it's literally just, fight your way into an area, grab the part, and get out. Mm-hmm. But that there's no differing thing there. But the actual story missions I like. There was one where you had to discredit a singer, so you had to go blow up his venue, so no one could go to the concert that night. Then you had to steal the publicity van and then replace it with one full of bombs, so it would blow up the factory of publicity. And it was just like, this is kind of cool.
That's pretty neat. Yeah.
So they're having fun with the actual story missions, and I like that. But I'm also finding they're never hard. Like, there's nothing super hard about this game if you take it slow. And the way you and I play, Jeff, where we kind of go in sneaky and just pick the guys off one at a time, using sync shot. Even trying to sneak up on a boss is super easy if you've cleared everyone else out of the camp.
Yeah.
And the boss is just working there, blah, blah, blah. You walk up behind him and grab him. It's not even hard.
The sync shot almost feels like cheating sometimes.
Well, because, you don't even have to take the shot to use it. I can.
No, you don't.
And I've often done this. I'll use my drone. I'm like, okay, there's a guy. Grab that guy, grab that guy, grab that. And they're like, okay, we're ready to go. I'm like, take your shot. 3 guys down, and I did nothing to do it.
Yeah. Just sitting back, having a beer.
Yeah. I know. So you're right. It feels like you're cheating when you do that, and that I don't know. I still enjoy it though. I feel like this game has become become my sort of relaxing game. You know,
you still get the satisfaction of like, because you can't just take any three guys. You got to take the right three guys.
Otherwise it gets noticed.
Otherwise they get noticed. So
That's
you're
right.
like, you sit down, you watch the patterns, you figure out where they're all walking around, you wait for the guys to walk away. You know that between sync shots, you have so many seconds that you have to wait. So you're like, okay, take the shot now. Now I have the time to get back to the next mission, to get the next set of guys before those guys see the bodies. So I got to get rid of them. So there's still method to it, right? It's still like, you still have that satisfaction of like, yeah, even though I didn't pull a single shot off, I still managed to get the entire base cleared without anybody noticing.
Right.
And that's,
right.
I think, maybe where the fun is.
I even took a challenge on myself with one of the smaller encampments, such as, you know what, I'm going to take out this entire encampment without firing a single shot. And I snuck up.
Yeah.
I snuck up on every single person and did a knockout on every one of them. Right, not a single shot fired.
You went all Splinter Cell.
I went all Splinter Cell on it. It was fun, and you can do it. That's the thing.
Yep.
Right? If you do it properly, or you do it, you know, you take care in doing it, you can do it. You can play the game however you want to play it. And that's what I really like about this, is even the story missions, they never force you into one play style. Right? They leave it to you to figure out how you're going to do it. And I believe they even showed that early on in beta, where they were taking down like a high level boss, and they did it in stealth. They did it full on run and gun. They did it in every way. And that's I'm still enjoying it though. I mean, Jeff, you said last time you went back into it and you couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, you know, I went in and I just couldn't. The controls, I forgot how to play, and I was like, I played it for like 10 minutes, then I was done.
Well, we should just jump in together again, because that's always fun.
Yeah.
And one last thing I want to talk about, and I know, Tico, you've been interested in this. This is a game that I kickstarted. This is a game called Perception. It's been on Kickstarter for a while.
Is this the blind person?
Yes. So you're
Yes, I remember this.
You're actually a blind person in a haunted house. You're trying to figure. From what I understand, this is based on a real person or real events, where this one person had these dreams of this house that she had never been to. She's been blind her whole life, and she started having dreams of this house in I think in Maine somewhere, and she doesn't know why. And she went to the location, and sure enough, the house she'd been dreaming of was there. And it's her story of walking through this house. She finds objects in the room that when she picks them up, somehow she hears or sees the history behind that object and starts piecing together the story behind what's happened in the house. Let me tell you, though, this is the most frightening game. This is PT level frightening.
Really?
Oh, my goodness. So my daughter and I love scary movies. We love the psychological horrors. I've said that many times. You know, this game, I said, Aria, you need to come down and play this game with me. After I played like 30 minutes of it first, I said, you got to check this out, because it is freaky. One, you're blind. So if you stop moving, the entire screen is black. You can see nothing, you know? You can, as you start to walk, your footsteps create a little bit of echo, so you start seeing little bits around you. But then you can tap your cane, and it lights up sort of the whole room, a la, say, Daredevil style, you know, echo location. The freaky thing is very shortly into the game, you walk through a room, and this crib starts moving across the floor. So you're like, okay, this ain't no normal house. This is freaky. And then I went and picked up an object, and this voice behind me said something, like in a really creepy voice, said, I guess I shouldn't have left that there, or something like that. And then a door slams behind me. And I just stopped. My heart was beating, and I'm like, yeah, that's enough of that for now. And I put it down, and that's when I said to Aria, you got to come play this with me. And she's freaked out too. We've played it now in 3 different sessions, because it always gets to a point where we're like, yeah, that's enough. That's enough for now. I can't do this anymore. You know? Things are moving. There's every time I tap it, there was one point very early on in the game where it says the house is always listening. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And now, whenever I tap the cane, you hear this skittering sound somewhere.
Oh.
Like something's following you. Right? But you can never see... And that... Oh my gosh. Like, seriously. It is so well done, though. Seriously. Like, there is...
Who made it?
What's the name of the... Oh, good. It's out of my mind. It's just gone blank. Perception game. The Deep End Games. Yeah, the name went off. But we actually interviewed the creator of this game on... last year, we talked to him on Gamers Unscripted. So you should check out that. We talk about the game a little bit. But
yeah,
seriously, the game is so well done. It is... I've never played anything like it. Like this is even beyond Resident Evil type horror. You know, this is PT style horror because you're hearing things, but you're not seeing. Like, you don't know what's going to happen when you tap your cane. There's a couple times when I tapped it and all of a sudden there was something in front of me and then it disappeared.
So a lot of jump scares.
There's a lot of jump scares.
I'm totally avoiding this game forever.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to watch your video anymore. Bye, everybody.
Jeff, you could not handle this game. Tico, I wonder, though, would you play a game like this?
Oh, yeah, I've got no problem with this. I mean, it'll freak me out, same way it did you, but I can sit through, like, there's a movie called Lights Out that you might actually be interested in.
Yes, I've been wanting to see Lights Out.
And it's the same sort of thing, like those sort of jumps. There's obviously not somebody who's blind, but, you know, lights coming on and off, and it's just that quick movement in the dark that just really freaks you out.
Yeah. There was... so as you're going through this game, you are picking up objects, you are finding recordings, like dictation recordings from the husband and wife who used to live there. The husband is like a psychologist or something, and from what I'm figuring out, from what I can piece together, maybe the wife went crazy and he was trying to help her, subscribing medication to her. And I don't know if she... Like, I don't know. I think we're still early on, but you're kind of trying to figure out what happened in this house. You know, but it's most definitely, you are a blind person in a haunted house. That is freaky in and of itself.
And there was another one that was similar to this that we played at PAX a couple of years ago. That was I think it was Oculus.
That was actually called Blind. But it wasn't a haunted house, that one.
No, it was just a blind person walking through a regular house.
It was a house with more puzzles in it. I think just trying to get through the house, and I don't know what particularly the story was there, but in Perception, it is most definitely a psychological horror, one of the most frightening games I've ever played.
Do you think that Perception would be well received in VR?
Oh my gosh. Dude,
I mean, maybe you'd need an adult diaper for it, but
it would be incredible. Honestly, the experience would be unbelievable in VR, but it would be a game I think people would break their VR trying to get it off their face real fast. Because it is heart-poundingly scary.
Pass.
See, I would set Shannon up to play that and let her play it, and then just put on a scary mask and wait for her to need to take a break, and then just step in front of her.
Yeah, that's all it would take.
And then she'd probably beat the crap out of me, but it would be worth it.
And of course, Ari and I are playing this at night with the lights out. So then, of course, we're done playing, and what do? We turn the TV off, and now the room's pitch dark. And we have
to...
Yeah.
Good plan.
Good.
So you got your flashlight on your phone.
Right.
Out. Try to
get to
bed.
So we now have a tradition, Ari and I, when we get to that point where we're like, okay, we're done, because the end of the video we just watched, this figure appeared in front of us, whispered something, I don't even know what now, and then things started breaking all around us. And both of us stopped and were like, yeah, that's enough of that. Let's watch some Big Bang Theory to cleanse our palate.
That's even worse. Really?
Hey, now.
Sorry.
Okay,
I'll reserve my comments for another show.
we're not going to get into that because I like it anyway. Anyway, let's move on to the stuff we like to talk about. All right, I should probably get back to our show notes. Jeff.
Yeah.
It's up to you now.
Is it?
Yeah, because...
let's talk about Microsoft HoloLens.
Jeff got to play with some HoloLens.
I got to try out HoloLens.
Fancy.
Man, what can we even say about HoloLens? So I've got to try it now on a couple of occasions. I've got to try a bunch of different types of apps. Where do you want me to start?
So
what do you want to know?
So, you have, I think, I guess, a dev unit, right? Because that's all there are now.
Yeah.
Now, does it come with sample programs that you can just play around with? So, what were you able to do with it? What kind of experience did you find?
Gosh, I think my first experience was pretty basic. It was an application where you can pick from a bunch of different 3D models, and then you can place them on things like a desk, which is what I did. And
how do you place them?
Walk around, and then you're animated. It's pretty interesting. So you put on the headset, and you can see like a literal menu in front of you, and it like no matter where you look, it's always just sort of there in front of you, right? And I'm sorry, that's not true. The menu is static, and then your head has a little cursor in the center, and then you're looking at the menu, and you sort of look at what you want,
VR style.
And then you do this. You sort of go with this tapping motion with your finger, and then that is sort of click. So you're making a click motion with your finger.
So index finger up, and then index finger down.
You got to do it pretty fast.
Okay.
And then if you want to bring the menu up, you make this little palm opening thing pointing up.
Okay.
So this brings up the menu pretty much in front of wherever you put it, and then you look around and what gets what you want, and you click. Or you can say, select whatever, and then it'll go and just select that. So it's got total voice control.
Voice recognition. Okay.
That's neat.
Anyway, so you do that. You're in this menu. You see the menu. You select it. You go to the app. You open the app. Like it's very like operating system-y when you see it. It doesn't look great. It doesn't look bad. It's just kind of very generic looking actually. And being a dev unit, that shouldn't really be all that surprising, right? So you're like, great. You get a list of 3D models. You're sort of just looking around. You click one, and then boom, the 3D model sort of appears in front of you. And the first one was a ballerina. So I'm like, great, got a ballerina. So then you can sort of look around, and you've got this ballerina locked, and it's weird because it's detecting surfaces and all this kind of stuff, right? So I sort of just looked at a desk, and then you make that motion to drop it, and then it drops, and then you can sort of walk around. There's this ballerina statue sitting on the desk, and then you can tap it again, and it'll start dancing, and you can walk around. And
now resolution, how is it? Is it PlayStation VR style resolution? Is it better? Is it worse?
No, it is definitely better than PlayStation VR. One of the things I found really impressive was that very small text is incredibly legible.
Wow.
Like that was actually one of the things that I really noticed right away was like, wow, in all this UI and this menu and stuff, everything's really, really sharp, which I found pretty surprising. I mean, there is one thing, like it was funny, right? So I was talking to the guy, and he's like, hey, do you want to come try HoloLens? And I'm like, yeah, of course I want to try HoloLens, right?
Duh.
So we go upstairs and into the 4th floor of our building there, and he pulls it out. And first of all, it's weird, right? Because it looks a lot like PlayStation VR, like a smaller PlayStation VR, but you don't need to hook it up to anything. It is totally self-contained. Like when he was showing me demos and stuff on it, it wasn't hooked up to anything. It was all installed on the HoloLens. It's just a little halo around your head.
That's it.
There was nothing else, right? Which is very
Really?
weird to me when I was first holding it. I'm like, there's no battery pack, there's no wire going to something in your belt. Like, it's a halo around your head, and that's it.
That's it.
And
Wow.
it's got its own operating system, its own programs, its own sound, everything.
How do you hear it?
So-
Is it just speakers above your ear type thing?
There's speakers above your ears.
That's so cool.
like- Yeah, so anyway, so he puts it on and he starts doing this and tapping and doing all this stuff, getting it ready for me. And then he hands it to me, and he said something really interesting. He said, just so you know, when you first put it on, it's very underwhelming. And I thought that was a really interesting thing for him to say, considering how groundbreaking the technology is, right? So I did. I took it. He showed me how to put it on. It's not super stable. It's like you could break it pretty easy.
Oh.
So I put it on my head, and there's, I do that. Menu pops up, and I'm looking at an operating system floating in front of me, and you know what? He's right. It was honestly very mundane, and I think that's actually kind of going to be one of the good things about it. It's not like in VR where you're transported to another world. Like, there's just like a menu there, or there's a statue of a ballerina sitting on your desk. Like, it's cool, but at the same time, you're like, yeah, well, of course, it's just sitting there. I don't know how else to explain it. Like,
Sure.
it just seemed so normal, navigating the menu. And again, maybe it's because I've spent a lot of time in VR. It's like navigating the menu, click, no problem, open the thing, hand gestures, stuff like that were kind of new. But overall, like, the only two hand gestures you need are that and that. Overall, it was really just like...
Sorry, audio listeners. I'm not sure they know what that and that is.
Oh, sorry. Making the opening palm and then the tapping motion with your finger.
Yeah.
It was just all so basic. And even like, doing these demos, I got to see a beating human heart, and I could select different heart diseases and see how the heart would beat differently and stuff like that. And like, there's just a heart floating in front of you, and you can just walk around it and look at it, right?
Yeah. Some of the stuff are, I guess, just sample ideas that I've seen with HoloLens, and I think are cool. Is people who do 3D models, where they could be working on their computer in 2D and have a 3D model, like, basically sitting on their desk beside them.
Yeah.
In
can see what the
HoloLens,
outcome
right?
is.
And they can turn and look at the 3D model on their desk and tweak it in 3D, and then go back to their actual computer screen and work in 2D.
Yeah.
That's kind of a cool element for it. Like,
These guys, they do that, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't think you could literally do that all the time, because you got, like, it's not clear, the lens right now anyway.
Okay.
So it's almost like you're wearing sunglasses inside all the time.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Not super dark sunglasses, but there's definitely tinting going on. I don't know that I could just do that work all the time with it. It was very cool. It was still, like, you could tell very early. The biggest knock against it that I have, which has been said by a lot of people, is like the viewable space for this hologram is really small.
Yeah, the field of vision.
Like,
yeah.
it's really like, every time I was looking at anything big, like I took that ballerina and I made it like life size, right? I had to stand like 20 feet back to see the whole thing. Like, it's tiny.
My understanding
window
is it's only something like 110 degrees.
Yeah.
Which
if it's even that, I would be surprised.
Well,
like,
for your vision, that's
like
not
that,
very much.
Go put your fingers like that, and then put it, I don't know, like 4 inches from your face, and that's about it. Like, It is not. You have to be looking straight at it.
Yeah.
If you're not looking straight at it, I mean, and it cuts off the top, it cuts off the bottom. But Microsoft has already said that they're working on that. Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to.
So-
it needs to be VR style view, but with AR.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think they're going to get there. They just need more time to get the horsepower there, right?
Of
I think
course.
the other thing is that there was the graphics were very simple. Nothing looked real. Everything looked like a computer, like a low poly computer generated
10 years ago.
Yeah, it's like hackers.
Yeah, it's like playing PlayStation VR, right? Like PlayStation VR, you take a look at a VR game and then you look at Horizon Zero Dawn, and the difference is night and day.
Yeah, for sure.
In terms of graphical fidelity, right? Well, this huge AR-powered computer, this tiny AR-powered computer that exists solely on your head, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have a lot of processing power, so you definitely notice that, like, oh, yeah.
Well, even that's an advancement, because originally there was a backpack to go with it when they first announced it.
I didn't have no backpack.
No. All right. Well, 2 weeks ago, we all knew this was coming, but Nintendo finally announced the Super NES Classic Mini, launching September 29th. Do you guys remember when it launched last year? Is that around the same time?
You know what? I don't remember at all.
Chico, do you remember? I know it was long before Christmas, right?
Yeah, it was. It may have been early September.
Okay,
maybe August.
It's around the same time. It's launching in the US with 30 games. And I'm going to be honest, that list of games, actually, many of them excite me. So they've got Final Fantasy III, which I'm excited for. Contra: The Alien Wars, one of my favorite games.
That was a great game.
On Super Nintendo. There's Star Fox, which I loved. I love Star Fox, always have. And the unreleased Star Fox 2. Which is also coming. F-Zero, loved F-Zero, that's going to be there. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I mean, it's actually got a really good list of games on this. So,
yes, there are some noticeable games missing. I guess it's not 30 games; it's 21 games.
It's 21, yeah.
Yeah. There are some noticeable classics missing, like some of my favorite games. I mean, SNES was like my jam back in the day, right? I actually owned more games for SNES than what's included in this thing, and I think I owned almost all of these ones. ActRaiser, I think, is a big loss for this thing, and Turtles in Time is another.
But are all of these not Nintendo titles?
No.
No?
There's Square Enix in there.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
Capcom,
Final Fantasy. Yeah.
Konami. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
wonder where the list comes from. Like, how do they... They could put more on it. And here's what I was thinking. You imagine, like, you take the size of these things. It's pretty small. Like, it fits in your hand. Well, think of what do we put into the Switch right now? Tiny little carts. Imagine if they made these things with little tiny... like carts that looked like a Super Nintendo cart that you could just plug into it and start selling all of the original games or collections of games on mini carts that you could just plug in.
Yeah. Well, people are they're buying Raspberry Pi and they're making their own now because the classic.
I've come so close to doing that. Yeah. I ordered the controllers for it yesterday. Oh, I'm just like,
so you're going to do it?
I'm thinking about it. Well, I mean, you can do it on any computer, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not like you need the actual Raspberry Pi box in order to build an SNES machine. But I did buy some SNES controllers, USB SNES controllers yesterday. They should be arriving tomorrow, actually.
Wow.
Seriously considering it. But anyway, I think this is pretty cool. I am definitely going to try and get one.
Yeah, me too.
Nobody knows what the pre-order situation is.
Not in Canada. There's pre-order in the US, but nothing in Canada yet.
Yeah. So I called my EB Games. I talked to them, and they were like, we don't know.
I'm just going to get Dorothy to keep an eye out for it. She'll get the entertainment guy to come and say, hey, they're in stock. And then she'll grab one for me.
There you go.
All right, so yesterday, Destiny 2 news. Yesterday we got to see the new social area.
I'm so excited.
They showed off The Farm, which is the new social space in Destiny 2. What'd you think, Jeff? What I liked about it is kind of how open and natural it looks. You know, you're on Earth. You're actually at a farm. That's why it's called The Farm. But what I like about it is they're adding more like little social mini games in the farm. They've got an actual soccer field now where you can actually play soccer, and score points while you're playing. But they said they want to add other types of little social games there in the farm as well. which is kind of
cool.
cool.
And I think they also said that the farm will change as you progress through the story.
Yeah, more people will be there. Yeah, vendors will come and go.
Yeah, I think that that being outdoors and stuff like that is going to be a nice change in the on the ground and surrounded by trees and forest and in the European Dead Zone. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm still waiting to see if can you just walk out of the farm and into the European Dead Zone, because the farm is in the European Dead Zone and we've already know that the area on Earth is also going to be the European Dead Zone. So I'm really wondering if we can just walk out. I think that would be super. We probably have to go through some sort of tunnel that would re-instance us and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but, maybe. I don't know. It's a good point. Otherwise, we'd have to just, I guess, warp there directly from the map, right? You bring up the map and you go, which is the way the game works now anyway. You don't have to go to space to go to a location. The only thing, I like it. I mean, it looked really good, too. I'm noticing, I feel like there's definitely a graphical upgrade from Destiny 1. It looks a lot nicer. But the only thing I can think of was, okay, so the tower fell because the Cabal attacked it. And now our social space is in this big open area that's attackable from the sky?
Yeah.
Good planning.
What are we thinking here, people?
Well, what I kind of like, somebody, there was a comment somewhere on some forum somewhere, it was a YouTube or Reddit or something, and somebody had said, I don't like how it's not as cool as the tower. The tower felt more epic. And I thought about that in the stupid internet commenter. And I was like, you know what? Thematically, I kind of like it. You think about, we the Guardians, we've killed gods, saved the solar system, we fear no death. We are essentially now small gods ourselves.
Right.
And this dude comes in and kicks the ever-loving out of us. And this terrible strategic position with open air and cruddy, rusted-out buildings, this is the best that we can do. That's how hard these guys hit us.
That's a good point.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the best we're going to do right now. We better get our stuff together and go take those guys out. And not only that, but the Guardians got spread across the entire solar system, right? Zavala, I think, is on Earth, but where's Cade? Where's
they're all each on a different planet.
They're all over the place, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of like it. It's awful, it's dumb, it's stupid, but man, you know what? This is the best we can do. That's how hard we got hit. So I'm okay with it.
That's actually a good point. I keep looking at it and thinking, man, this is totally undefensible.
If they got through the tower, we're
toast. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But that's if they come looking. They won so easily, so why are they even going to bother anymore?
Well, because all they wanted was the Traveler, which they have.
That's true. That's true. So open beta starts on July 18th on PS4 and July 19th on Xbox. Are you guys pre-ordering to get into the beta?
Yep.
Thinking about it.
I'm still man, the price here in Canada, $120 for the game.
Now, which is that? Is that for the Superstar Edition?
No.
Or is that...
No, that's just for the game and the season pass.
Okay.
If you want the extra stuff, it's another $10. It's $130.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man.
At that point, spend the $10.
Well, here's the thing.
You're right.
Okay, what is it? It's a
sword. A sword.
It's a sword.
An emblem.
It's an emblem
and something else.
A sword, an emblem, and an emote.
Right, emote.
Okay.
For $10.
So, for $10. So, a sword. I'm gonna get about 9,000 weapons in that game. Is the sword I get actually gonna be any good?
Didn't it say epic? An epic sword?
Yeah, legendary or something like that.
Yeah.
No. Legendary. It was a purple sword, whatever it was. It was purple. It wasn't yellow.
Okay. Exotic. That's
so
the word.
I'm gonna get lots of those things, and then there's gonna be an emblem. Well, oh my goodness, how many emblems do I have right now?
We change emblems all the time.
That you don't want to use an emblem that you paid for. You want to use an emblem that you earned.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So that bot emblem is completely out of there, and then an emote. well, it's just a freaking emote. Like, who cares? Like, there's going to be hundreds of them in the game. I'll just get some other emote. So, I don't know. That extra $10, but then there was part of me like, well, you got to collect everything though, right? You're like, no, you don't have to collect everything. Just leave that
Right?
$10 there.
Part of me is like, I totally agree with what you're saying, Jeff. But if I'm spending $120, what's $10 more?
Well,
Yeah.
that's why they did that,
Right? Yeah,
Get
exactly.
nothing. What you're getting is literally useless.
I know.
In
It's
a
terrible.
month after the game comes out, that $10 is going to be garbage. Just grab a $10 bill, throw it
Throw
out.
it away.
That's what you're doing.
That's
But I'm
it.
going to do it anyway. I hate that.
Oh, man. Well, a game I love, everyone knows how much I love this game. Announced today, Horizon Zero Dawn patch 1.3 adds New Game Plus. It adds a new ultra hard mode, so you can replay the game. And I don't even know if Jeff, would you play this game in ultra hard mode?
No, absolutely not. I
Right?
actually prefer to have a story mode difficulty that makes the game a lot easier.
I think
like a
they
cakewalk.
actually do. They do have a story
No, they
mode.
don't.
I thought they
call
did.
it story mode.
Oh,
They do, but it's not.
it's not
easy
super
enough.
easy. Yeah, like one shot kills. I want a
I
one
want
shot.
one-shot kills. I
one
just want
shot
to experience
Thunderjaw.
the story. I am not into doing a huge open world game right now. I'm just trying to I really love the story and I want to get through the story, but the game it takes a lot out of you. So
Oh man, it took a lot out of me only because I never stopped playing.
yeah,
Now, it also adds new gear. Like the ultra hard mode gives you new gear that you can get. It does not increase the level 50 level cap, which I'm already at. But other than that, if you're not going to give me more stuff to do or more levels to gain, I'm not quite sure what the point of New Game Plus is for someone like myself who is maxed level and finished everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't quite understand the need for me to go play New Game Plus.
I get you, and I'm 100% with you. I don't do New Game Plus. Maybe I tried it once on Mass Effect, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this again.
I
But
did it on New
There are
Game.
definitely people who want New Game Plus.
Well, I did it with Mass Effect because when you finish it the first time, you're usually only level 50, and there was an achievement to get level 60, which you could only do by playing again.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So that actually gave me something to achieve. Whereas this doesn't give me anything more to actually try to get to. You know, starting with all of my gear, all of my weapons, everything, starting the game with that. But there's nothing left there's nothing more to get by doing that. That's the part I don't get.
Yeah.
So as much as I love the game, I'm just not. I want more to achieve, which is why I'm looking forward to the actual DLC, not just New Game Plus.
When's that come?
We don't know yet. There's no release date.
Oh,
it's just
okay.
later this year. PlayStation Now has finally added PS4 games. So those subscribing to PS Now, which I'd kind of like to know the numbers here, how many people subscribe to this, because it's $20 a month to stream
Whoa!
500.
Is it really $20 a month?
It's $20 a month, 500 plus games available. And they've now started adding PS4 games, which means if you don't even have a PS4, you can have PS Now on your PC and still play PS4 games now.
Oh.
So when you compare that to Microsoft's new Game Pass, which is $10 a month, and right now it has 100 plus, I think maybe 105 games in it now. And then you look at Sony's PlayStation Now, 500 plus games that you can stream anytime. I'm not okay, yeah, there's more value and you got PS4 games, but is $20 a month worth something like that? Or $100 a year is the other subscription price. That's a lot of money, I think.
I still don't think streaming is good for games. I don't know.
I've never actually tried it. I have no
I've never
idea
tried
how
it
it
either.
works.
I know we always say this. We're like, maybe it works really good. Don't know. We should try. And then we don't. And then it comes up in the news again like a year later.
And we've never tried
We're
it.
like, we should probably try that.
I think there's actually a free 7-day trial of PlayStation Now.
There is, and there's. I'm just reading right here too. New subscribers can get their first month for $9.99.
Yes. I would rather see something like this as $9.99, period.
Yeah, and 1 year subscription priced at $99.
Yes.
So you can get You get a year for $100, so that's less than $10 a month.
I know, but still. I don't know. And most of the games added are like the first year of PlayStation. You got Killzone, God of War 3, Saints Row 4, WWE 2K16, you know, and it's games that we either don't care about or have already played.
Or were free on their PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly. I don't know. I'm not convinced, even with Microsoft Game Pass, that paying for such a thing is even worth the price. It's just,
no.
You know, I understand.
Not for us, but we play everything.
I get it, but I understand the Netflix model. But I guess I just don't understand it for gaming.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just another mindset that we're not there yet, you know?
Maybe we're the wrong market. Maybe this is some sort of Asian market thing or South American market thing. This is where they do that. I don't know. I don't know, man.
All right, we have one more piece of news to talk about. Jeff, you added this. Why don't you tell us all about Overwatch's Doomfist?
Doomfist! Oh my gosh. So if you're an avid Overwatch player, you know that Doomfist has been teased since almost the game has been out.
And Terry Crews wanted to voice him.
Terry Crews wanted to voice him. However, he is not voicing him.
Much to the chagrin of many Overwatch players.
Yes, he's being. I mean, his voice actor sounds really good. He sounds way more African, which makes sense for the backstory because he's from somewhere around Numbani, I think.
Oh, okay.
He's definitely fighting in Numbani because that's happened a couple of, I don't know, maybe a month and a half ago, 2 months ago when Orisa came out. So anyway, he's out. He falls under the attacker category. Which is very interesting. I assumed Doomfist was going to be a very large, bulky character like a tank or a defender or something. But no, he's an attacker. He's in the same category as Tracer and Reaper.
So what's his ability? Is he a melee guy? He punches you in the face?
He's a melee guy. He has a
Yeah.
rocket punch. So it's a charge ability where you charge it up and you let go and you sort of rocket forward. And if you punch somebody, they go flying back, and they take bonus damage if they fly into a wall, which I thought was kind of neat.
Or off
He's
the
got
map.
rocket uppercut, where he can punch somebody way up into the air.
Oh, man.
He's got some sort of like air control ability, where if he's up in the air, you can like grab people and then punch them, I guess, again.
Wow. Can you imagine doing the uppercut on the moon level?
Oh my gosh! I'll never stop. He's got a ground slam, which knocks everybody down, and then on top of all of that, his primary attack, he's actually in each of his knuckles, he's got a shotgun, and he can shotgun people. It's not super. It's meant for more like you're supposed to like get in, melee people, and then if you need to, finish them off with your primary attack. The game he's mostly apparently about meleeing and sort of punching people.
He's available now
on the PTR. Or the public test round.
The public test round. Okay.
Yeah, and then his super, though, I haven't even said anything about his super. His super, he rockets up into the sky, and then he looks down, and he gets a targeting reticule.
What?
And then he can sort of look around the map, figure out where he wants to go, and then commit to it. And then he flies down and does a super ground smash and like knocks everybody over.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds so cool.
So yeah, it should be interesting. He is, as we just said, available on the public test realm today. And that usually means that if he goes here, he'll be on PlayStation and Xbox and in the normal PC realm in about 2 weeks, depending.
Okay. So. Here's what I love about what Overwatch and what Blizzard does with this game is that because they've got this huge lore surrounding the game. Mm-hmm. And before Doomfist was available, there was hints of his, because he was in jail or something, is that right?
Yep.
And he escaped jail. In fact, the map that he escaped from showed the damage of his escaping before he was even announced.
So Numbani, that map, which has been in the game since the beginning, is a payload map where you have to escort a payload from one end of the map to the other, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, technically, it was a combo map, so you had to unlock the payload and then take the payload. But whatever, that's not the point. The point is, on the payload was Doomfist's Doomfist. His Iron Gauntlet was on it.
Yes.
And then a couple of weeks ago or months ago, I don't remember, they made a map update where the fist is now gone, and there's a whole bunch of smashed robots everywhere. So they're like, they take time to introduce the guys over time and like put lore into the world. And they did. So cool. They released today. They released a full, like I don't know, 3-minute anime movie about Doomfist, which you can check out on their YouTube channel. That's very
awesome.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that is pretty much it for this week. That's all of our news. Again, we apologize for taking last week off, but Jeff, you and I both had kids who graduated high school last week. And,
oh my gosh.
My daughter graduated on Thursday night, which is when we usually record, but then Saturday was our July 1st celebrations, and it just didn't work out. So, sorry we took the week off, graduations, celebrations, but we're back. And this
you're down 2 now.
Yeah, I got 1 left to go.
Nice.
I got 1 more graduation next year. Yes.
Wow, all your kids are really close together. Holy cow, I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah. They're 17, 18, and 19.
Wow. When you get her done, you just get her done.
Get her done.
3 kids, let's do this.
Well, we figured we started early, and we got all 3 of them out of the way, because that way, by the time my wife and I hit 50, they're all out of the house.
Perfect.
Hopefully.
Oh, that's the plan. That was the hope, back when I was 26 years old.
I have my first graduated this year, but Penelope is 10 years younger than Hayden. There's a decade between them. Wow. So I'm stuck in this for another 10 years. I'm going to be, how old am I going to be? Oh, God. Too old. But still under 50. I'll be 48.
There you go.
48.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'll be 42 when we kick Leah out.
Right. Because you're going to kick her out right now. Is that it, Tico?
Yeah, like when she turns 8, she's done. She's got to go find a job, and she's out of here.
Good. Start them early. Yeah. All right. That has been...
Guess what? Oh, I was going to end, but you want to do the thing.
What, Jeff?
Well, I just want to say that I'm Jeff. You can follow me on Twitter at Sinix, at SINNIX. But before I do that, you probably want to say something like, well, that's been episode number... some random number like 258. Thanks for watching. Jeff, take us out, right?
Sure.
So you can follow the show on Twitter at the OMG Hour. And now I'm done.
Now he's done? All right. You can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Second Place. We want you to subscribe to the YouTubes and the iTunes and all of the things. Press the button that says subscribe. Do that to with as many people as you can. Steal people's phones. Go break into their houses.
Oh, gosh. Tico.
What? Oh, you want me to read the thing? Actually read it?
We do not condone the actions of Tico's words.
Everybody condone... No,
except the subscribing part.
The subscribing part is fine.
Don't commit a felony.
Right.
The criminal activity is apparently not okay. So don't do the criminal stuff, but do the subscribing.
And the liking.
And stuff.
Thanks, Tico. I am Zion Tane. That is XIANTAYNE. And of course, you can find all of the notes and links to everything we talk about at omgnexus.com. This has been episode number 258. We'll be back next week.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
This has been an OMGNexus.com production.